The Vain Rooster and the Humble Donkey. In a bustling farm, a rooster named Roger prided himself on his magnificent crowing and splendid plumage. Roger believed that his crowing was the most important task on the farm, as it announced the start of the day. He often strutted around, reminding everyone of his significance. On the same farm lived a humble donkey named Dan. Dan was hardworking and quietly went about his duties, carrying loads, pulling carts, and helping with various tasks. He never sought attention or praise and was content with his simple life. One morning, Roger decided it was time to remind everyone of his importance. He hopped onto a fence and crowed loudly, "Look at me. I wake up the entire farm every day. Without me, nothing would happen." The animals glanced at Roger and continued with their tasks, unimpressed by his boastful attitude. Dan, pulling a cart of vegetables nearby, simply smiled and nodded at Roger. Feeling unappreciated, Roger strutted over to Dan. "Donkey, you work so hard, but do you realize that without my crowing, no one would know when to start their day? I am the most important animal here." Dan paused and looked at Roger with a gentle smile. "You have a wonderful crow, Roger, and it is helpful. But every task on this farm has its own importance. Each of us contributes in different ways." Roger scoffed. "Nonsense! Without my crowing, the farmer would never wake up, and nothing would get done." Just then, the farmer walked by and overheard the conversation. Amused by Roger's arrogance, he decided to teach the rooster a lesson. The next morning, the farmer set his alarm clock and woke up before Roger could crow. He went about his chores, waking the other animals and starting the day, without any need for Roger's crowing. Roger, waking up late and seeing that the day had already begun without him, was shocked. He wandered around the farm, feeling irrelevant. Meanwhile, Dan continued his work as usual, carrying loads and helping with various tasks. At the end of the day, the farmer called all the animals together. "Today, I woke up without Roger's crowing. Yet, everything went smoothly because each of you did your part. Every job, no matter how big or small, is important for the farm to function well." Roger, humbled by the farmer's words, realized his mistake. He approached Dan and said, "I see now that I've been too full of myself. I thought my crowing was the most important thing, but I've learned that everyone's work is valuable." Dan nodded kindly. "We all have our roles, Roger. Your crowing is helpful, but so is every other task. Working together and respecting each other's contributions is what truly matters." From that day on, Roger stopped boasting and started appreciating the hard work of all the animals on the farm. He continued to crow each morning, but with a newfound humility and respect for his fellow farm animals. Moral of the story: every job, no matter how big or small, is important. True value lies in respecting and appreciating the contributions of others, rather than boasting about one's own importance. Working together in harmony is what makes a community thrive.